How's it going, everyone? My name is Crimson the Adventurer, or just Crimmy for short. Welcome back to Exposing the Genron Corporation. The only videos I do is just basically Whiplash on this channel, but I figured I would do a little cool reference sheet and a demonstration on actually how to bypass the waste monster while of getting the waste ability without having to watch the cinematic. Back in 2014, Ruick did a all key cards percent of Whiplash. Within that run, he didn't really show how to actually do this. He did mention this to see. I'm sorry. He did mention this as a thing that you can also do, which is beat the boss, quickly log out, which saves time. He didn't do that specifically in the run, but I'm here to pretty much showcase that and see if there was any credibility that holds up that statement. And it is true, you can actually do this. Because online, I didn't really. I'm sorry, in the online world, uh, I tried to see if Ruick did a video showcasing this or even demonstrating this for any runners or anyone that is going after the all key cards percent for Whiplash. I haven't found any credibility for it, whether if it was true or not. So I'm here saying it is true. I was able to do it, and I'm here to walk you through it and demonstrate the ways of the Whiplash. so, so when you get to the boss and you already beat you're about to go to the last phase with him with his health meter being at the very almost at the very bottom, and once you do that final blow, once you hit him, that immediately tells the game that you already beaten the boss. And it will just kind of play some cinematic, I'm sorry, it'll play the following cutscene of him slamming his hand down on the ground, and the ground shatters, right? It breaks apart. And then after that, it then plays the cinematic of Lincoln the Owl coming in, and then he comes in to save the day of our heroes, Spank and Redmond, to pretty much escape from this boiling refinery of waste of a department. Because, we already beat the waste monster, and that gives us plenty of experience. I don't know if it carries over since it is level 2 right now. Um, I just want to do that very quickly so that way I don't spend too much time out of that. I do want to hit him. There we go. Once you do that, quickly pause, because that pauses the cutscene that does uh, of him slamming his hand down on the ground. And once you quickly pause at this rate, you want to log out. And what I was doing originally was, I'm like, well, why isn't this working? I thought, because I would let him do his full-on cutscene and then quickly pause. But then immediately when I pause, the cinematic would immediately play, and I'm like, damn it, I didn't have enough time to even log out, save, or anything like that. And of course, I was doing it wrong. So when you're at this point, I don't know if you really need to save or anything, because I didn't really try that whatsoever. All I did was, once you're at this point, you pause the cutscene before the goo monster slamming his hand on the ground. Log out. Once you've done that, you want to go back to quick start or just use the user interface just to get back to your previous save slot. And then this should immediately bring you all the way back to the warp tube. And if you've done it successfully, you can go to your abilities and power-ups to make sure that you got the toxic ability. And it should be highlighted. And if you didn't get it, that means you didn't do it correctly. And so that was just I had to fix my errors, and I had a so this is my second attempt of actually recording this because my first attempt was my microphone was in a different input audio capture for some unknown reason. Anyway, that's pretty much how to actually bypass it, and it saves you enough time to go ahead and go after the janitor card, which is in waste. And you want to be careful with this too, and I will advise this to any new runners or runners that do run Whiplash. Once you get to this point, press triangle, don't move, because I've had this happen to me so many times during this warp tube, is because Redman is really wanting that key, and you really want to stay at 0 lives. So all you gotta do is just press triangle. Don't move whatsoever. I've I've always kept moving, and Redmond would pick up that key and be like, "No, why would you do this, you imbecile?" And of course, um, if you've done it, like I said, if you've done it successfully, then you can go ahead and take out the goo monster, like so. I'm already in waste here. Let me I'm sure you didn't really see any controls because my mouse was actually on OBS the whole time. So let me go ahead. I'm going to go back to that save part. Was here again. Just hit him. Make sure his arm is all the way up. Log out. Log back in. And from there, you should have it. You don't really need to go to abilities power-ups. You can if you want, just to make sure that you have it. But other than that, that kind of really just spits you back into the game and say, hey, you already got it, you already beat him. I actually need to press R1 real quick just to make sure I actually got the experience, because my level was at level 2. I should be at level 5. Or, no, that does not give you any experience. So once you beat the monster, the goo monster, you get the ability, but you don't get the experience. Interesting. Okay. So I guess that doesn't really... Well, wait, hold on. I'm still experimenting here. Go back to load, right? Oh my god. Why is it cropped so weird? I guess it's still... Wait. I think it's still in cinematic mode. I did it right at his hand. Right, like right where he hit the ground. Oh, it's so cropped weird now. Do I get the experience? I can't even tell because it's so fucking... Okay, maybe this will fix it when I go through the warp tube. I hope it fixes it. That is insane. I love it. Okay, it fixes it. Good. No, but it just still doesn't give me the experience. But that was an interesting kind of little glitch there, with the whole cinematic happening there, and. But I think I should still have it, right? Yeah, okay. I just love how it just reformatted itself as the what, 16 by 9 almost?
There's gotta be a better way. Not sure what it is, but there's gotta be one.
I mean, I don't even know how long. I mean, we're still level 2. This might take forever, actually. I just realized. Like, because you're going through waste, right? But you need more experience to even fight the janitor, so I'm just kind of lost on that part. Like, I can get through it just fine, right? You know, you would think. But then, how are you gonna fight the boss when you only have a low level of experience to fight him with? Doesn't make any sense. No! Oh, I thought I was getting cocky. I got cocky. Aw, man. I don't want to die, man. Ugh. You can somewhat stand on them. Somewhat. Not permanently, but you can glide yourself if you know what you're doing. Cool. And then once you did all that, just to get to the janitor, you can hop over like so, get to this platform, and all you need to do is just jump off. Make sure you're in the left-hand side. I'm just wondering how this will work out as a level 2 for Redmond. Oh man, that's gonna take forever. Yeah, at that rate, I'd just rather go back to power. I mean, just or even robotics for that matter, because we're level 2. I mean, I think robotics is probably the sweet spot for experience wise, because you're already in the beginning. You go to robotics, you get the hyper snacks, then you defeat Robo Polanski. You leave robotics, and then if you really want to get more experience, you just go to power. But I wouldn't even want to advise for new runners to even to go to power. I've tried going to power with just myself. You know, instead of having to go to any other department, go to power first, and then go to other departments. That way, you're like your bunny's buffed up on experience. But even then, the trip back from power all the way back to cafe is just it takes forever, man. And that's why I'm like I try to use the death warps to my advantage when I do it. And even then, death warping it's not hard to do, but it seems like it takes forever, especially with how many times you have to die from. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, that's all I know. And that's a demonstration on how to do things for the waste boss.